Hello and welcome to Movie Bozos. I'm TJ here with Bjork,
Hello.
and we are continuing our Rin Tin Tin marathon with 1926's The Night Cry. I do have a sort of surprise for you
Oh,
before we
really?
get into it. Yeah,
Sure.
so my wife does pest control. She does fumigations, and she was helping a client clean out their house because you can't have any food or drink, and there's a whole list of rules.
Yeah.
And they basically said like, "Oh, we don't know what to do with our liquor. Do you want it?" So I have a bottle, or the remains of a bottle of Di Serono. So I thought I'd
Oh my
save it
god.
and drink it on the show. I haven't had this thing in like 16 years, so I don't even know. It smells like almond paste. I love God, what's the banquet? It's a Dutch dessert. Basically like a flaky pastry filled with almond paste
That sounds
that my
great.
grandma, my mom used to make. It's so good. It
Damn.
smells awesome. I love almonds.
Do you have it ready to drink right now?
I've just opened the bottle and do you just drink it straight, right?
I put ice cubes in it.
Oh, you have it chilled? Well, I mean, it's just a liqueur. It's 28% alcohol. I can just drink it straight. I guess maybe chilled would have been better, but
Big man.
it's not like, well, what? I drink my bourbon straight. Well, now I get all the flavor out of it. All right.
Tell me what you think.
All right, let's go. It smells awesome. I love the smell of it.
Yeah, I drink this
Smells
stuff
like a
water.
dessert.
It's fantastic.
Oh, that is very sweet and very almondy.
Yeah, it's awesome, right?
Oh, all right, I get it. I can see why this is your drink of choice.
Yeah, it's
The
so
bottle
fun.
looks classy. The bottle looks like you are not drinking sugary, sweet dessert booze.
Yeah, and it's really easy to drink.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's great.
awesome.
You gonna get more Di Serono?
No,
Oh,
probably not.
so one time.
I have
thing.
enough for like three. I have like 3 drinks or 4 drinks left in there. If I just pour a few, like 4 or 5 ounces at a time.
Save it for the Rin Tin Tin podcast.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll have a glass of Di Serono every time we record.
And I'll order some more so then we can both drink Di Serono.
All right, that sounds good. Are you drinking anything tonight, today, this afternoon, whatever time it is?
Just
over there?
coffee so I can
Evening?
wake up for the podcast.
All right. So we have The Night Cry. While I was waiting for you to get ready, I did have some tidbits about the movie.
Oh, yeah?
First, it was made on a $106,000 budget and made $284,000. So this was a bit of a hit for Warner Brothers.
I don't know where the hell that budget went.
I was thinking even for like 1920s days, like how
So
did this
very
cost
empty.
$100,000?
Yeah, this is a very empty film.
Unless like Rin Tin Tin himself cost a lot. Like, I feel like even now, like you could make this film for like $50,000, right? Like
Yeah, easily.
100,000. What's the inflation on that? I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Maybe it cost so much because this is when Rin Tin Tin entered his diva phase. Like, he's had a few hits.
Right. And it has some returning cast and crew. So
Oh.
Hyman Raymaker was the director. This is his third Rin Tin Tin. He did Below the Line, which we saw the
It's a good
clips
one.
from, and Tracked in the Snow Country, which is missing.
Oh,
And June Marlowe, who plays the good guy's wife.
yeah.
This is the 4th time she's been around. She was.
Oh.
We actually just saw her in Clash of the Wolves and Below the Line.
Oh, right.
If you even recognized her.
No, I didn't recognize her at all.
I think she might have been the best part of this movie because she gets a lot to do.
Did she even speak?
She has a whole sequence where she's alone with like the bad guy trying to find, well, not necessarily a bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to that. Trying to find Rin Tin Tin, and she's stressing out trying to hide him. And there's this really funny moment where she's like trying to tell her little toddler discreetly to like go back to the hiding spot and cover it with a blanket. And I just loved her facial expressions for that because it's like she can't speak,
Yeah.
but also she's trying to like indicate, but to a toddler they don't catch eye glances and things like that, so she's mouthing like go back and like it was great because I've like done stuff like that with my kid and I recognize it. So apparently this is a $1.5 million movie.
In what sense?
Well, like with inflation. That's what it would
with
cost
inflation.
today.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I don't know where that money went.
It must have gone to Rin Tin Tin. It's the only logical thing.
June Marlowe went on to star in a movie, Fangs of Justice, with Universal's dog competition for Warner Brothers' Rin Tin Tin. A dog I'd never heard of called Silver Streak.
Oh my god! I thought you were gonna say what's that other dog called? Oh,
Strongheart.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be Strongheart.
You left Rinty for Strongheart.
I come to think of it, I want to see who had Stronghearts.
Like Rinty makes the better film, but Strongheart treats his cast and crew better. That's why she.
Who had Strongheart's contract?
Was that Paramount?
Right? Was it?
I don't know. The only big company I can think of at the time is Paramount, maybe MGM.
Right.
I have no idea.
I'm trying to find it here, but I can't seem to. Well, there's a book on Strongheart too.
That's cool.
Chadwick Pictures. Wait, so maybe he was an independent.
He just floats from lot to lot.
Because it says one of them says produced by Chadwick, distributed by First Division. The other one was distributed by Associated First Nationals, but doesn't say a production company. And then this other one has so distributed again by Associated First National, but been produced by Trimble Murphin Productions. So he was kind of an independent. Okay, he was like trying to pull a Cary Grant and just take down the system.
Yeah, dude's ahead of the game.
Yeah, all right. So I was also, that made me think, like, we're going to go through all our Rin Tin Tins. Do we want to go back and do Strongheart and then Silver Streak? Or do we want to move on to a completely different marathon?
Do we really want to do more dog films after doing Rin Tin Tin's entire filmography? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Not entirely, but the completionist in me almost says, like, we could make this the complete, like, no other podcast has done dog stars of the silent era, like all of them.
Maybe there's a reason why no other podcast has done.
And the other thing that balances it out for me is that, like we're seeing with Rin Tin Tin, who is the biggest, not a lot of them exist. So we could say we're going to watch all the Strongheart movies, and it's only 2 movies. So I guess we should look into see how many we could actually find, how many are in existence, and then we can.
I guess it won't be that bad then.
Or maybe one of our one fans can tell us.
Julian, tell us. What do you want us to watch, Julian?
Yeah, well, we got Julian or Blazing, right? They're the ones who might tell us if we should do all the silent dog stars. I feel like Blazing would say yes, do all the silent dog stars.
I think Julian would want us
to. But never
watch
watch the movies. He would never actually watch the movies.
Oh, no way. I doubt they're on Tubi.
Julian would be down for the Rin Tin Tin. I don't know if he gives a shit about Strongheart, because, like, who does? Except us, maybe. We're going to be the ones.
Yeah, probably.
What if Silver Streak, has the best movies somehow?
I'd never even heard of Silver Streak until you mentioned it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if he does?
He sounds like a streamlined kind of dog.
Yeah. So time for The Night Cry.
Yeah.
I have no other little tidbits about it.
You want me to
We could run down the plot real quick from the official BFI entry for the plot.
Yeah, sure.
A Rin Tin Tin story. He is sentenced to death for killing sheep, but is eventually found innocent. That's their entire synopsis.
That's it, yeah.
This movie is so empty. I was shocked. I was like, because I saw the setup and I was like, okay, it's Rin Tin Tin's in trouble because a condor is killing sheep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. It's a stupid film. I have got a decent amount of notes on it, though.
Yeah, so I love that it opens with these really majestic landscapes and Rin Tin Tin, the protector of the flock, as the intertitle says, just standing there like majestically, almost doing like a Captain Morgan, with his leg up, just like, yes,
yeah, his
this
iconic
is my
rock
land.
pose. I think he does this like every film now.
Mm-hmm.
You need at least one. It's in his contract, at least one rock shot where he looks majestic.
Yeah, it's Rinty peacocking. Oh, you know what? I was going to try to take notes. I think in that Rin Tin Tin book we read, if you got this far, it talks about the condor.
Oh, yeah, the vulture.
Where it came from. But I think that condor has been in other movies as well, and it could have told us that. But He didn't. I don't know that he had a name. He was just like rented from a zoo or something.
Yeah, he seemed really well trained.
Yeah. So Renty is protector of the flock, but then this condor comes, and instead of just protecting the flock, he decides he has to like chase it like 3 ranches over.
Yeah, he chases it like up a mountain and everything.
Like, he should know his boundaries. Like, a good sheepdog, right, will chase away the enemy, but then go back to the flock. Like, I feel like Renty is kind of in the wrong, and all this shit that comes on him is almost due because he was stupid.
Yeah, he ran like 5 miles and up a mountain after this bird.
Right, yeah, into other people's property and everything, and now this bird has been killing sheep, and because, Renty is just running amok on everybody's ranch, of course they assume it's him, and also, I guess the ranchers can't tell the difference between a dog bite and a vulture peck?
And they're fucking idiots anyway. This dog killed sheep. This dog must now die. It is the law of the land. They're like cavemen.
Right, well, I mean, that's kind of fair that if you've got a dog that's running amok and killing other people's sheep. No, but that's
they've got
valuable.
No proof.
That's your livelihood.
They have no proof.
They don't have proof. And plus, like, they gotta be stupid because there's going to be a clear difference between an animal killed by a big bird and an animal killed by a dog that's not even as big as the bird.
Yeah, it'll probably just have like a peck in its neck or something. How's Rinty gonna do that? It don't make any sense.
Yeah, I thought that was
the lambs will be ripped to
stupid.
Shreds.
Another thing about that condor that I absolutely hated is that this particular version we watched, whenever the condor comes on, they play cat fight noises.
It's literally cat sounds layered on top of each other.
It is just the music cuts out. There was actually one point where it just comes out of nowhere, and I fucking almost spilled my drink.
It is actually a jump scare. Yeah, it's crazy.
They jump scare you with this cat screech noise, and my dog woke up and like he's old and doesn't give a shit. He just like woke up and looked at it, and he was just like he was pissed that it woke him up.
Could this be the first ever jump scare?
Did you? No, maybe not. I don't know. Well, no, because that's not in the original soundtrack. They totally put that in for this release that we watched years later.
The very rare release.
So I was curious, and I actually looked up what kind of sounds condors make.
Yeah, definitely not cat noises.
No, they like hiss. They kind of sound like Darth Vader breathing. They're like...
Oh, that would have sounded way cooler.
And they have like a bellow. Like, they don't cry. They're not eagles.
Yeah, that's awesome. That sounds way better.
Yeah, they hiss. So it's way off. But no, it's obviously cats anyway. It doesn't sound like even eagles. It's cats.
So they think Rinty's killed, like, after they say he's killed the sheep, they're like, this is the 5th sheep he's killed. And Rinty's owner's like, how don't you know it's your dog? And he says, a dog never kills its own flock. Like, how do you know this?
Right, because before he leaves his ranch to chase the condor, he's not ever left his flock. So it's kind of like, why would they jump to thinking it was Renty to begin with?
Yeah, and why do they think he's signalling out their sheep and not his own? Like, how smart do they think this dog is? They're just sheep in a big open field. How can he tell whose?
Okay, so maybe that's what's unsaid, is that because Renty is so good at protecting his flock, but other people's flocks have dead animals, they think Renty is leaving his flock to kill them. But that's still a stretch. Yeah. And there's no sense that, like, that's in some of these other ones, there's always a sense that, like, the hero, like the rest of the town or particular people in the town are working against him. But this is just like, they're just a bunch of ranchers who like hang out and support each other.
Bored. They were just bored and wanted to kill a dog. That's the vibe I got.
It's like one dude was just drunk. It's like, it must fucking be Renty. And they're just like, all right, yeah, let's just kill that dog and see what happens. Some one guy's like, well, that looks like a bird did that. He's like, what do you know? Are you a fucking doctor? Fucking veterinarian over here? You're a rancher.
You're fucking rancher.
Like, all right. And they embarrass him, and he just shut the fuck up and is like, okay, let's just shoot that dog.
Yeah, so they all like go to John's house in the middle of the night and say, we're here for Renty. He has to die. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I put this is childish early on in my notes. So yeah, they tell him... There's this weird scene, I don't know if you caught it, where, like, I forget the hero's name, but he goes home to the wife and the kid. The wife is June Marlowe. I forget the character's name. John. And the baby's Louisa. Yeah, sure, John. So John goes home to June, and that line's like, I've been ordered to shoot him. It's the law of the land. But in this scene, it's really weird because the dog is not in the house, and then the man and his wife just stare at the baby as if the order wasn't. They gotta, like, did you catch that?
The baby's got to go. It's the law of the land. No, I didn't.
Yeah, he just said I've been ordered to shoot him, and then they just they look glum and sad and stare at the baby. I'm like, this is just terrible.
That's so funny. Oh, and he almost ends up actually shooting the baby as well when he tries shooting Minnie out back. He's too much of a coward to actually look at Rinty.
Yeah, but right before there, where Rinty's like a fugitive now. He's Dr. Harry Kimball in The Fugitive. He pouts at the table, and I gotta say, he repeatedly breaks the fourth wall. So, I think that's probably why he lost out on getting the Oscar.
Why? Because he broke the fourth wall?
Yeah, he was gonna get the first ever Oscar for actor.
Isn't breaking the fourth wall a good thing?
Breaking the fourth wall? That's staring at the camera.
Yeah, I thought that was a good thing.
Nah.
Oh, I thought you mean like breaking the fourth wall, as in he's like looking at us, being like, "Would you kill me in this situation?"
No. Oh, I see. Yeah, if you have like a meta kind of movie,
yeah, that's what
like
I thought you meant.
Rin Tin Tin's trying to do a Ferris Bueller. No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my god! Now I want a Rin Tin Tin Ferris Bueller film.
Oh man.
That'd be sick.
And you're just telling us it's over, go home.
That's awesome.
Alright, so now we, so he doesn't shoot Renty, and he hides him in his house, and then there's a huge chunk of the movie is just this guy, one of the other ranchers, comes to his house, and is becomes convinced that Rin Tin Tin is there, and looks for him and doesn't find him. I swear this was an hour long.
Yeah, because that just went on
forever.
It was so awkward as well. He just comes around, sits down at their table, and starts reading a newspaper and doesn't say anything.
Yeah. And I was
so
okay,
weird.
Maybe back then that's how your guests were, if you were friends. But then, he goes in their room, and then he thinks he sees Renty under the bed, and he whips him out, but it turns out to just be a fur that was under there. And then they all laugh, haha, you just illegally searched my house, and I didn't even want you in here to begin with, but haha, we fooled you with a fur, ha ha ha.
It's the law of the land.
Isn't that great? I'm like, John is such a pushover. Get the fuck out of my house.
Kill your dog, John. Okay. Let me search your house, John. Okay. Let me kill your child, John. Okay. He's such a pushover.
I was also thinking, what is their end game anyway in keeping and hiding this dog? It doesn't seem like he has a sense that Renty's name will ever be cleared, right? It's not like he doesn't know there's a condor. He doesn't know that I can prove my dog is innocent. He's kind of well, maybe I don't think my dog did it, but they all do, and I found his collar there, so I just got to shoot him. And then he doesn't, so he's just going to hide him forever and live like this with the other ranchers just popping in and having to hide the dog?
Yeah, and if it wasn't for his poor aim, then he would have actually killed him.
Yeah.
So it's just a fluke that he's alive in the first place. What's his endgame plan? I've got no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. There's no adventure in this movie at all.
There really isn't. You've got three locations. Field, cabin, mountain. That's all.
Yeah, how did this cost even $100,000? Unless they actually bought the house. It's a real house and they went and bought it.
They bought all the fields, they bought the mountain.
The whole budget went into actually buying the property and paying the dog, and then the rest of the movie actually cost $500.
So every single Rin Tin Tin film now is just gonna have this location because they bought it and want to get everything out of it.
Oh, I hope not. There's no stunts even.
I think he jumps over one rock to another, and it's that was nice.
Right.
Not your best.
There's no kills either.
That was shocking.
The only really good moment for me was actually when June Marlowe, so it turns out, of course, that the baby is under threat from the condor. And now Renty's got to climb up all these cliffs to get to the condor. So June Marlowe, stretches across some rocks and becomes a human bridge for Renty to run across. That was my favorite part.
I always felt on edge when that little girl was right next to the vulture as well. That thing was really well trained. I thought it was going to peck her eye out or something. It was scary.
It was really. It was pretty impressive too, seeing the actual like they basically they put him on top of two, I guess two standing rocks, like two little towers,
Yeah.
with Renty just a little bit under. But it was pretty cool seeing the size of that bird in comparison to because the bird is as big as Rin Tin Tin.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I think the set piece is actually quite nice. Those little rocks, they look cool.
Yeah, it kind of highlights their like the challenge of the bird, and does they do oddly enough do a good job of making that bird like a reasonable villain. Like there's threat to this condor.
We should
But
rank Rin Tin Tin villains
it.
eventually.
Oh man, well the condor is the top for me, for sure. But this
I think
movie
I like
is,
the guy from the first film the best as the villain, the Lando.
oh yeah, the
run that,
scheming guy with the furs.
I like him a lot.
I think, yeah, I don't know. It might be a toss-up. I don't know. The Condor really like loomed over this movie, though. Even though the whole movie I'd put like as second worst of all the ones we've seen.
Oh, really? Second worst?
Yeah, well, it's not quite as stupid as Lighthouse by the Sea with the blind
Yeah,
lighthouse
no
keeper.
blind man climbing up mountains.
And like that one, even though more was happening, it dragged because everything was stupid and like it didn't make sense. This at least was simple and it made perfect sense the whole way through. And even though Renty wasn't in it enough, I actually liked, June Marlowe. So I didn't like any of the other actors in The Lighthouse by the Sea. And I can't stress how stupid that movie was. So that's this one just scrapes by, but nothing happens. It's way too simple.
Yeah, I think it's really middle of the road, and I don't really like June Marlowe. Like, I didn't even realize it was the same person until you pointed it out.
Well, yeah, I didn't catch that it was the same person, but I might notice her next time.
True.
Just because
Is she in the
the
next
acting
one?
between her and the baby, she like gets a lot to do, and she's not just like the typical "I'm the way,"
I
or
wonder if
like
that
she was in the
baby was
last
in
one.
anything
Like
else.
in the last one, she's just the rich man's daughter, and all she does is bat her eyes at the hero, and
Prostitutes herself to that weird old man.
yeah, she kisses. Like shoot your house Bill or whatever his
Yeah,
name
he's
was.
like, kiss me like you kiss your boyfriend.
Right.
You know if that
That's-
baby's been in anything else?
Louisa. Oh, that's a good question. Let's see. Oh, where
Yeah,
am
I'm
I?
interested if she went on to be like a star.
My
or
Wikipedia
something.
is opened up to Strongheart. We're at the Night Cry. Oh, the baby was actually named Louisa.
That's cool.
Like
That's another 4-4
that's
break.
simple. Oh yeah, it's getting a little too meta. Mary Louise Miller as the Martin Baby on IMDb. Why they call her the Martin Baby on IMDb when in the movie she's credited as Louise?
IMDb's got so much weird incorrect stuff.
I guess she it seems like she hung around as an extra
Oh.
till
That's a
like
shame.
late 40s for 20 years. She's baby,
Cool.
baby.
Even in the
baby,
late 40s, it was baby.
daughter, baby, daughter, baby. Oh, for like 2 years she's the baby, and then 20 years later, minor role uncredited.
Lol.
So it's now all 1925 to 1927, all those baby roles, 11 of them, and then one role in 1947, minor role uncredited.
I wish she
And
kept
she-
doing baby roles all throughout the 40s, even though she's clearly an adult.
And I feel like this cannot be correct. She's credited as executive producer of something called New Life in 2016, which happens to be 13 years after she died.
Oh my god, a ghost creditor. Crazy.
Yeah, wow. It looks like some dumb little romance starring nobody.
Maybe she did credit it. She was a nobody.
Yeah.
Damn, that was mean.
Just, No, I'm going away. All right. Do you have anything else about Night Cry?
The only other thing I really have to say is that I thought the ending was adorable, and Rinty's got that little bottle and he's feeding the lamb. See, he's a nice guy.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
so cute.
And I knew you would like that, Renty feeding the lamb at the end.
And I was about as on edge as I was when the Rinty was around the toddler as I was when the vulture was. Like, the little kid's hugging Rinty, and I'm like, do you know what this dog's done? He's killed 5 men.
Yes, the kill count remains at 5. No new kills this time.
I thought he
Not
killed
gonna
that
count-
guy
I
when
don't
that
count
guy
animals.
hit his head on the fireplace, but no, wakes up.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good fight where this guy's trying to like. Well,
Yeah, that guy was full on choking
Renty's
him.
stuck on a. Yeah, the guy chokes him out. Well, chokes a puppet, but still, I was like, damn. There are some scenes where, yeah, he did have his neck around the actual Rin Tin Tin.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was a good fight.
Oh, I hated that when Jean Mao kept trying to get that lock off, though. I hated looking at that.
Oh, they kept.
I
Yeah,
always
she was stuck
cringe
in a
when
closet
people
trying to
try
get a
and
little
do
pig.
stuff in films when they're like, oh, they get so close, like threading a needle. I always hate watching that stuff. It makes me cringe.
Because they can't get it done until the plot allows them to. It's not like it's just like just in the nick of time. It's just like okay.
Yeah, it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I really have to say about Nightcry.
Me too.
It was decent.
All right. Oh, what are we doing next? I didn't even have my document up.
I have no idea what we're doing next.
Oh,
do we have like 5 lost films?
I'll have to just cut silence here. Next up, we just watched Nightcry. There's a missing one. Oh, we get to go back to that terrible uploader from archive.org
no.
for 2 in a row. So the next one we're watching is Hills of Kentucky.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it does sound fun.
And
then after that, it's Tracked by the Police, which sounds even more fun.
That does sound fun. And if he says, this is the best copy available, this is a great upload, I'm going to leave another awful comment for him.
So we're actually almost done with what exists of Rin Tin Tin. After that, there's just a fragment. And then, we'd still have a lot of hours left because there's 2 12-part serials totaling about 4 hours or 8 hours altogether. God. Yeah.
You just baited me. We're almost done. Actually, we've got about 4 hours of serials.
There's only 4 more movies. Just 2 of them are 4 hours long.
I guess. Are we on Rin Tin Tin Jr. after that?
Right, yeah. Or Rin Tin Tin the Third.
How many?
I think there's only one Rin Tin Tin Jr. and then like Rin Tin Tin the Third has a handful.
All right. Cool.
And then it's Strongheart and Silver Streak.
Oh, God.
All right. Thanks for listening. See ya.
Later.